Alright, we're back. Today we're diagnosing this no start problem with my Yamaha XS650. I don't know. We'll find out. We've been trying to start it. It has been in storage in my shed for 3 years. So, you know, there could be a lot of things wrong. Today I've got family coming over to help diagnose this no start problem. Let's take the battery off the charger. You may have seen recently we replaced the petcock on this. It was leaky, so we replaced it with a manual petcock. Then we tried to start it and I was like, first start, 3 years, first start, and then it didn't start. I'm trying not to be like heartbroken. I guess this is just part of it, but hopefully today we're gonna get to the bottom of this no start problem. We're gonna start by testing the battery, and in order to do that we have to take off the seat.
All right, I think you got it. Yep. Go.
Nice.
All right, so we're gonna make a test of the starting voltage, because it did say it took a charge. It went to green on the charger. We're gonna see what our starting voltage is for starters. Turn on your meter. You're gonna find volts DC. We want the different scales for voltage ranges. We got a 20 volt range, and this should be somewhere between minimum of 12.7 or so to about 13.2 if it's fully charged. So we're gonna start by checking that.
Why is it on 20?
Because it's a 20 volt. This is set in a scale to measure up to 20 volts DC. The negative side, we put the black, and the positive side, we'll put the red. Okay, so that's a good starting point. The trick will be to see if it holds it after a few cranks. If it drops too many volts too fast, even though it has the voltage, the battery is probably questionable. The negative cable was a little loose, so number one, we're starting now that we're trying to find out why we haven't got good spark and stuff. We're gonna clean and tighten the connections. A little wire brush, a little brass, doesn't dig in as much.
What's that?
Well, it's a contact cleaner that I always really like, but you can't get it no more. So this is the end of it. Does it expire? You're worth it. No.
Good thing we're in open air. I'm sure this smells crazy.
Well, it's all concentrated too. It's all, yeah, that was good stuff. This is starting to ground your frame. So all these grounds are very important too. It could cause the same kind of trouble you're seeing. I'm going to put the battery cable right down onto the battery. I want to make sure that's the first contact and that the charger is secondary. Now what I'm doing, I'm going to show you something. I'm taking off the positive, and be careful not to strike anything to shot out to the frame or anything, because this is live. But if I hit that and I hit the frame or something, you're going to make an arc. I am doing it differently here, but sure those are good and tight. This one has a boot to protect it again, so things hopefully don't hit it. Okay, and there's what we were talking about.
You got that on camera?
And there's what we were talking about.
Want to pour some gas on that? You want to do it again?
No, I just look it down here.
That'll be edited out.
That's what we were talking about. Edit that out. Come on, man. You gotta pay attention. Well, let's make sure. Yeah. I don't think that was enough to pop a fuse, but let's check. No.
Where'd you hit the frame when
I must have just touched right there.
Oh.
See, as I said, it's easy. It sneaks up on you. Yeah, that little weld, that welded basically.
This is different.
So, now it's the same thing. This is a voltage meter. I'm setting it on ohms to test ohms. All right, and I'm setting it. I get an automatic scale on this one, but I've also set it for an audible buzz. So what we're looking for is to make sure the ground starting from here goes to the frame. We'll check some other ground points too. We're going to start the most common right here. It's right off the battery. And we should hear that if we don't have resistance. If we have resistance, then we have a reduced ground or no ground at all. Yeah, there we go, because again, your spark plugs have the hot wire, but the threads themselves and the plugs, it has to be the ground to complete it. So here's the head where the spark plug is threaded into, And yeah, so that all's telling me we should be getting spark as far as the basic ground system. Now we could have a problem in the electronic ignition, things like that. We'll have to go further.
Worth mentioning, when the bike dumped, this was under a 1/4 inch of soil. It's okay, we gotta drain that. Oh, that too.
It's like in the ground.
So
Yes.
it could have disrupted anything in here. Remember when we first
yeah,
tried to start it, the button
all
didn't work?
possible.
So the gremlin could exist in here.
What?
The gremlin.
The gremlin. Oh,
We know the battery's all good. We're testing the spark plug.
yeah, we'll check for spark next. So we should see, I got it grounded. We turn it over, we should get a spark.
Should.
Didn't put the gas on, we're just checking for spark, so we're just gonna do a couple revolutions. Make sure you're neutral, yeah?
Neutral.
Okay.
Nothing.
Turn the key on and off for me. Open it up and we'll
There's a video. We already
open
have
it up. All right, so there's your electrical coming up top. So we can double check, I guess, clean that stuff. No damage to the wires. The starter button was working, but we could spray them if you want. This is your throttle with your physical cable. They see it, so we want to watch that. Everything
Nice.
looks pretty good, but once you got the spray contact cleaner you bought, but while we're in here, we'll do some maintenance because she's been sitting. Watch tank and shit.
Yeah, well, it says it's supposed to be plastic and paint safe, so
Oh, that is okay.
we're going with that.
Keys on.
Yep. Nothing.
Anything?
Again? Stop.
We're taking the tank off. Why?
We're going to try to get to the coils.
Oh, shut the key off, Pete.
Right, yeah, thank you.
Where are the coils?
Right here. This coil pack is a dual coil, I believe. Yep, it is.
This is a coil.
Yeah.
You can always tell the coil, the wires will go directly to the spark plug. That's how you can find the coil. You can trace it back by the spark plug, follow that wire right, and goes directly into the coil. And this has two of them, one on each side, because it's a 2-cylinder.
It'd be nice if it's that simple.
What am I looking at?
See all that oxidation
Yeah,
on that
it's like
fin?
blue.
That keeps the electricity
That's-
from flowing freely. That's basically like having...
It's resistance when we were talking about
it's
resistance.
just it makes the rating of the wire
Yeah,
wrong.
I'll wait.
So we're still just checking the voltage.
We're just trying to make sure the battery power is getting to the
Yeah.
coils through the ignition, and
I'm
because the
just checking
coils
things that see, yeah.
keep
So
the
this-
electricity getting to or not getting to the spark plug, and that's the problem
Yeah.
we're having.
This one is feeding power to the coil, as it should. This here, it looks like we get power coming up to your little, this is your module that's probably supposed to control that, which could be bad.
Yeah.
So we're trying to feed, we're hoping not, but we'll start by cleaning, and after that we'll have to get a better test for the module. Look up a test for the module.
Are all of these components from original, like they're from the 80s?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We didn't replace any of this
Everything
shit when we
Well,
first
we
refinished.
replaced these.
I did some of that
Yeah.
because I was changing your wiring because of the way we set the bike up. But right, this is all the original stuff. What does it say they're supposed to be again, Justin?
2.5, between 2.5 and 4.5.
Okay, I got 2.8
Perfect.
for me. Okay. Oh, can you do it, Sue?
Like that?
Yeah, just as long as it's touching in there. I think, I'm not sure if they're talking about this.
It does say measure between one of the plug wire terminals and the core of the coil, and that should be open resistance. So
Gotcha.
this is one of the tests, but it's
Right.
not the thing they just said to do.
Right. All right, so I'm not getting any reading, which should mean, oh, let's do it this way. I think we're supposed to be on one of these. I think I'm supposed to be getting something there. I'm not.
That's the spark plug wire you're cutting?
Yeah, we're just gonna get a fresh, make sure we get a fresh, good contact on it.
Oh.
Using this tool.
There you go, wire now.
And just get a fresh contact. It's a little tricky to get them started.
Yeah, how do you know what's going on in there?
Well,
You
it's
can't
by
see it.
feel. It ain't really that great, but
On?
yeah. All right. We did everything we could do with what we have to work with, so.
All right, what color wires do you like? 'Cause
Whoa.
those are dope.
Show me.
Red. See?
I like the red.
Done.
Why did we take that off again?
I just wanted to see if, I wanted to check up, see if your ignition or anything looked bad. These wires, but
But they don't.
I guess they're okay enough. Everything looks good. I was hoping I wanted to see the one that went up to your key.
The coil's not doing what it's supposed to do. Well, that was it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not passing any resistance to the wires,
Well,
so that means they're not
what
working.
What are you on? Oh, you're on
Ohms.
20K, yeah.
Yep, 20 to 15 to 20. We're supposed to be seeing
Touch me.
something.
Yeah, that's right. It's showing no resistance. And this one's showing.
So we don't have anything. So the coil's not doing what it's supposed to do.
That's
So we're getting a coil and some
does
red
seem
wires
like it
overnight,
probably
and
is.
we'll have them tomorrow with the new battery. This thing will be
All right.
firing up the wall. I'm buying it now.
So this bad boy,
Yes.
not working.
Yeah, and we're gonna roll the dice on everything else, I guess, and not worry about buying it.
Yeah. All right, so we've been running diagnostics trying to figure out this no start issue. Here's a quick rundown of what we did today.
Okay, so we checked the voltage of the battery, which is about 4 years old, and it was testing low voltage. So definitely a part of our problem, but not the entire part of the problem. We have a new battery headed our way. It should be here tomorrow. We've also traced the issue to the coil pack, which is underneath the gas tank, which controls the voltage from the battery, and when your engine is properly timed is what creates the spark to have ignition in your cylinder heads. That coil is completely dead based on all the tests we did. We've ordered a new coil from Yamaha XS.
But like the fact that that's dead is totally normal because we never got a new one.
So when we restored the bike, we fixed what was broken but didn't replace everything in the electrical system. So we have the new part coming, plus we got some stylish ass new plug wires in red to match the accents of the bike, because why wouldn't you do that?
We did that with the...
What? Because the seat is adapted bobber seat. We took off the original seat, we got rid of the air box to make room for the pod filters. In doing so, we actually had to reroute some of the wiring, so we used red wire at the time to make new connections and put inline fuses, and yeah, it's red accents to match the bike. So at any rate, at the end of all this bullshit, the bike will look cooler than it did and run. But how do you feel about this shit?
I feel good. I definitely feel like I should have known it wasn't going to be like, okay, today it's going to start.
Oh, you always have to expect that it's never going to be the way you want it to go. Vintage shit doesn't have to be unreliable. It can be updated, right? But
Yeah.
we didn't do that, because when you first started riding, you got your license and you got some experience, but we were just going locally, so even if we had an issue, we could have thrown it on the side of the road and picked it up with a truck. But if we're going to go up to Maine, we don't want to be fucking around with that.
Basically, this was part one, and we don't know how many parts there are going to be of diagnosing this no start problem.
My gut says that when we put the new coil pack and battery on, we're going to get it to run. If we don't, the only thing that's left in the chain is the actual ignition itself, which is
In the chain?
like in the electrical chain, like, you know, in the actual circuit from the battery out to the plugs. The only thing that would be left is the ignition. This bike is 7 years older than you are, so this would basically be like you wearing the first pair of underwear you were ever given as an infant for the rest of your f***ing life, thinking that that was gonna work.
What?
So yeah, hopefully this part shows up by Saturday, and we'll have it running for the week.
Yeah. And that's not psychotic, it's hopeful.
Do you want to do a new cut of that? Do you not want me to say that?
No.
We can do a new cut.
We're
You seem
cutting
depressed.
everything up.
You seem depressed.
I'm fine.
Why are you sad?
I'm not, I'm hungry.
It's just a safety